Righty, today we're going to continue the Weight and Wealth series with Samwell Tarly, and I'm quite excited to talk about a character that I think we're all well endeared to. He fits this trope perfectly because he's from a very notable family, the Tarleys of Hornhill, who are very prominent in the Reach, and that's a long way from where we meet Sam at the Wall. We first meet Sam through the eyes of Jon Snow as a fellow new recruit at the Wall, although he's being called Sir Piggy by Alistair Thorne as he's training boys in the yard. Sam yields, but Thorne encourages a continual attack on him, and Jon steps in to defend this unknown boy in chainmail being bullied, and it starts up a friendship between them.
Blood matted the fat boy's hair where Holdard split his helm asunder. "My name is Samwell Tarly, of Horn..." He stopped and licked his lips. I was of Hornhill until I left. I've come to take the Black. My father is Lord Randall, a bannerman to the Tyrells of Highgarden. I used to be his heir, only..." His voice trailed off.
Straight off the bat, he's being made fun of for his weight by his peers by being called Sir Piggy. Because these boys, they didn't come from lordly homes with feasts and kitchen staff, and Sam's appearance makes it obvious that he did. I would say that these boys came from a life of crime and most associated with the poor, but it's not really true. The truth is that the poor are just most likely to get caught for it and be unable to defend themselves well, and in this kind of society, not able to have their fathers ransom them. Sam, poor Sam, he's sent to the Wall for the crime of not living up to his father's hard-ass expectations.
Whatever pride his lord father might have felt at Samwell's birth vanished as the boy grew up, soft, plump, and awkward. Sam loved to listen to music and make his own songs, to wear soft velvets, to play in the castle kitchen besides the cooks, drinking in the rich smells as he snitched lemon cakes and blueberry tarts. His passions were books and kittens and dancing, clumsy as he was, but he grew ill at the sight of blood, and wept to see even a chicken slaughtered. A dozen masters-at-arms came and went at Hornhill, trying to turn Samwell into the knight his father wanted. The boy was cursed and caned, slapped and starved. One man had him sleep in his chainmail to make him more martial. Another dressed him in his mother's clothing and paraded him through the bailey to shame him into valour. He only grew fatter and more frightened, until Lord Randall's disappointment turned to anger and then to loathing. One time, Sam confided, his voice dropping from a whisper, 2 men came to the castle, warlocks from Carr, with white skin and blue lips. They slaughtered a bull aurochs and made me bathe in the hot blood. But it didn't make me brave as they'd promised. I got sick and wretched. Father had them scourged. Finally, after 3 girls in as many years, Lady Tarly gave her lord husband a second son. From that day, Lord Randall ignored Sam, devoting all his time to the younger boy, fierce, robust child more to his liking. Samwell had known several years of sweet peace with his music and his books, until the dawn of his 15th name day, when he had been awakened to find a horse saddled and ready. 3 men-at-arms had escorted him into a wood near Hornhill, where his father was skinning a deer. "You are almost a man grown now, and my heir," Lord Randall had told his eldest son, his long knife laying bare the carcass as he spoke. "You have given me no cause to disown you, but neither will I allow you to inherit the land and title that should be Dickon's. Heartsbane must go to a man strong enough to wield her, and you are not worthy to touch her hilt. So I have decided that you shall this day announce that you wish to take the Black. You will forsake all claim to your brother's inheritance and start north before evenfall. If you do not, then on the morrow we shall have a hunt, and somewhere in these woods your horse will stumble, and you will be thrown from that saddle to die. Or so I will tell your mother. She has a woman's heart and finds it in her to cherish even you, and I have no wish to cause her pain. Please do not imagine it will truly be that easy, should you think to defy me. Nothing would please me more than to hunt you down like the pig you are." His arms were red to the elbow as he laid the skinning knife aside. "So, there is your choice. The Night's Watch?" He reached inside the deer, ripped out its heart, and held it in his fist, red and dripping. "Or this?"
Yeah, it's a lot. And I do understand that Sam's father would have wanted his heir to be tough, and he's certainly tried to force it on him in some really messed up ways by using his wealth. Sam was loved by his mother and his sisters. He ate well and he remained soft and plump. The meals he would have at the wall would be sparingly shared alongside his brothers and nothing too fancy. Because why would the Night's Watch, a bunch of criminals and outcasts, have luxurious or excessive food at the cold, dark edge of the world? They're not gonna. It's hard. It's winter up there. It's always snowing. It's hard to grow food. Sam's job as an assistant to Maester Aemon enables him to keep his head down and away from those who bullied him, until he's forced to go with the ranging party to tend to the ravens. Once the others attack the Night's Watchmen at the Fist of the First Men, Sam is left walking. There's no horse to help him navigate the snowy drifts or rocky paths. I feel as though the following quote from the Sobbing He Took Another Step chapter is often referred to as a note about Sam losing weight, which he probably is. He's on a less extravagant diet, a ton more exercise, and he's in the freezing bloody cold. If your body is shivering, it's using more energy to try and keep you warm. Sam is going to lose weight.
It would not stop. The snow. The drifts were up past his knees, and a crust covered his lower legs like a pair of white greaves. His steps were dragging, lurching. The heavy pack he carried made him look like some monstrous hunchback. And he was tired, so tired. I can't go on. Mother have mercy, I can't. Every fourth or fifth step he had to reach down and tuck up his sword belt. He had lost the sword on the fist. The scabbard still weighed down the belt. He did have 2 knives. The dragon glass dagger John had given him, and the steel one he cut his meat with. All that weight dragged heavy, and his belly was so big and round that if he forgot to tug the belt slipped right off and tangled around his ankles, no matter how tight he cinched it. He had tried belting it above his belly once, but then it came almost to his armpits.
Once Sam has been back at the wall for a while and he's leaving at the start of A Feast for Crows, it's noticeable that the mentions of him awkwardly getting to his feet have gone. Whilst he's still stumbling over his words with those of higher station than him, he does move more confidently. Which is probably because of his experiences and growing in confidence, but also probably because if he is losing weight, then he's going to be able to move more easily. But he's venturing off again at John's command, and he is supposed to go to Eastwatch and get a ship to Bravos, and then one from Bravos to Old Town. The sea isn't doing him any favours either.
The motion of the boat was stirring up the eggs and bacon and fried bread Sam had eaten before the ship set out. All at once he could not stand the cabin one more instant. He pushed himself back to his feet and clambered up the ladder to give his breakfast to the sea. The sickness came on Sam so strongly that he did not stop to gauge which way the wind was blowing, so he retched from the wrong rail and ended up splattering himself. Even so, he felt much better afterward, though not for long.
And later in that same chapter.
The first 10 days were calm enough, as Blackbird crept across the Bay of Seals, never out of sight of land. It was cold when the wind was blowing. There was something bracing about the salt smell in the air. Sam could hardly eat, and when he did force something down, it would not stay down for long. But aside from that, he did not do too badly.
And whilst listening to Darion...
Still, it was good to sit and listen, though the chest was so hard and splintery that Sam was almost grateful for his fleshy buttocks. Fat men take a cushion with them wherever they go, he thought.
So Sam and Illyrio have the same sayings. Well, anyway, I guess it's a good job Sam does have a bit of weight to him, because he starts scrapping with Darion about abandoning his night's watch duties.
They were almost of a height, but Sam weighed twice as much, and for once he was too angry to be afraid.
Sam still ends up in the canal and is saved by a summer islander who comments on his weight.
I never meant to be swimming, Zondo saw. Too much splashing. Fat men should float.
Well, Sam's stuck in Bravos, and he's got no coin to get him, Gilly, the babe, and Maester Raymond to Old Town. So he's taken on by the summer islander who saved him as a worker in lieu of payment for passage aboard his ship to Old Town.
Zondo only laughed. Black Sam is big fat man. Black Sam will work for 4.
When he finally reaches Old Town, he's taken in by Marwyn, Alaris, and crew, and that's where we leave him until we get the Winds of Winter. Throughout Sam's journey, he definitely goes hungry at points, but he never complains about his lack of wealth because that was never something that formed his character. He was bullied and made to feel craven, and his weight was just an add-on to that. He's still seen as this moon-faced fat boy to surrounding characters, but there's no doubt that he will have lost weight since being exiled to the wall. Which begs the question of how large was he when he went to the wall? I also just want to add on a quick note, because I'm sure it's been spoken about numerous times, but Sam is a really obvious self-placement of George in a character in this book. It's not unlikely that George himself will have been bullied at some point for his weight, but like Sam, it's always about books, taking care of people you love, and the person's weight is not their character. I feel like I've turned this one out fairly quickly, and if you think I've forgotten something, please let me know. Let me know what you want to see next time. Cheerio! Oh, and like and subscribe. Straight off the bat, he's being made fun of by his weight. Sam's job as an assistant to Maester Raymond Sam's job and his assistant. Sam's job as an assistant to. I feel as though the following quote from the Sobbing He Took Another Step chapter is often used as a refer. Oh. Well, Sam's stuck in Old Town, and he's got no coin.